All right, yeah, just here with Joey Kelly, 20 and 20. That's 20 questions in 20 minutes with Joey. Joey started senior football in about 2009, and he played up there till about 2017, and then himself and his missus went off to Australia. We're expecting him back any day now, all going well. Joey was captain of the first team for several years, quite successfully as well. 2 league titles and maybe a cup and another league on top of that. I can't remember off the top of my head, there's been that many. So how are you getting on, Joey?
Very well, Dick, yeah, all things considered.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, sure, look, you know the drill on this, Joey. I'm going to rattle through a certain amount of questions, and just in relation to your teammates, and you can give me the answers that you think are right, all right? So first question, Joey, which teammate could you rely on most if trouble broke out on the pitch or off the pitch?
There's probably a few contenders, but Alan Kerslake was always someone that I felt that if it got into that type of physical game or you need that kind of backing up, that you could always rely on him. You wouldn't even have to ask and he'd be over in the middle breaking up something, or more often not telling me to calm down. But yeah, Alan Kerslake. Kurt Nugent was very good, and probably later on when Aaron kind of grew up and stopped hating on himself so much, he got involved and started hating the opposition a bit more, so that was nice too.
Good stuff, good stuff. Quickest player you would have played with?
After Stockton, I'd say Giller has to be up there 100%. But Shawnee Kelly, I don't think there's been a faster player than Shawnee Kelly in the Leinster Senior League. He is the lightning. So especially for someone with my passing capability, it was always nice to just knock a ball over the top and knowing Shawnee was going to go one-on-one, and that looked good on my part. So yeah, Shawnee was quite good. Yeah,
that's a good shout. Shawnee Kelly is lightning. Which teammate gave out the most or moaned the most?
This is a hard one to call because the two of them are equally as moany and equally as, I don't know, just angry. Dean Monks and alongside him Mark Doyle, 100%. Those two, I played together with the two of them, me and Monksy in the middle, and Doyle were ahead of us for a whole season. And I questioned football myself. They were that angry and moany. They didn't look like they wanted to be there sometimes, but great lads and fantastic footballers too. But yeah, Monksy probably shades it a little bit, I'd say.
Yeah, Monksy definitely shades it. Yeah, I give it to Monksy on that one. Who was the worst trainer?
I don't think we really have any bad trainers, to be fair. Not that I remember. I think from that 2016 team onwards to now, I don't think there's many bad trainers in there. Maybe when Dylan was a bit younger, he came in, he just wanted to do tricks and flicks a little bit. Probably not as interested as doing the coaching part as we were. Though there were times if the session wasn't going his way or he wasn't on point, because lose interest and just tell everyone to fuck off and jump in the car and go home. But yeah, I don't think anyone had a bad attitude towards training. Yeah.
Good stuff. Who was the hardest on the pitch, who worked the hardest on the pitch or in training?
Worked the hardest. Again, go back to Alan Kerslake, like Dennis Irwin there at left back, never world class, but never shit, 7 out of 10 every week. Jimmy Birmingham, probably every time Jimmy puts on a rush at the top, he just looks like he just wants to never stop running and just does everything for the club, wears his heart in his sleeve. So Jimmy or Kerzo, probably Jimmy a little bit.
Yeah, Kerzo's a great left back. And
that's the only place for him.
Yeah. And I have to say, yeah, Jimmy's a very honest lad, yeah. He played, Joey, I always tell you, remember my last season, which I dreaded the last 12 games, I just didn't even want to play at that stage. Jimmy was playing right side of midfield and I was playing right full, I was pushed further back. My God, did I get worked out of Jimmy? He started off the season about 5'10" and he finished about 5'6". There was that much of his feet eroded away from running for me. Quality.
Yeah. I was delighted for him a couple of years ago when he came back and got Player of the Year after having a hard time with injury for a year, 18 months too. It was good to see him back.
Yeah, no, it was great. He's a great lad. Who wound up the opposition the most?
Aaron Kelly, 100%. And as I said, for the first 2.5 years that he came back, when he was playing for Brent's team, Brennan would play a right wing, I think. And he spent 85 and 90 minutes giving out to himself. But punching himself in the face. That just wound opposition up because he didn't know how to take it. But now you see him now. He reminds me of Turlock a little bit from years ago.
Oh yeah,
just
Turlock Kelly.
Yeah, just that winding him up constantly in your ear. Hate to play against him. I would like playing against him. So yeah, Aaron. I'd say Aaron's in for that one.
Good stuff. Laziest teammate and trainer on the pitch, and I mean lazy in the nicest possible way, you know.
Yeah. Again, that's probably hard to call. I mentioned Monksy earlier on. For that. I don't want to say he's a lazy player because he wasn't, but probably not a fan of tracking back. I think a younger Gary Powell could be in there too. He was born offside, young Gary Powell. Mid-20s Gary Powell was born offside. So yeah, lazy in terms of tracking back, but I don't think lazy in terms of attitude or commitment.
Good stuff, good stuff. Who wanted to win the most or hated to lose the most?
I didn't like losing.
It's true.
That would ruin my weekend. Probably very similar to you in that regard.
Oh, God, yeah.
Or lack of effort. Hated seeing lack of effort or just being kind of lazy in attitude. I think Doyle and Kiwi would kind of back me up and have similar attitudes in that regard. I know it used to annoy Doyle if we lost the game and we'd be back in the pub and the young lads are laughing and joking. He just couldn't understand why they were happy after being beaten that afternoon. So Doyle, Kiwi, myself, maybe, and that probably the more older heads.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can get that, yeah. Funniest teammate?
There's a few jokers in that guy over the years. Kiwi's pretty funny. Beggsy's always good for a laugh. A mix of the younger guys, Bam, Alex, Tom and Dale, they seem to always have good banter, funny to have around, don't take themselves too serious. But I think in general there's a really good bunch of lads in that group over the years. It always has been, so very hard to pick out one or two that stand out when they're all as thick as each other.
I always thought Johnny Martinez.
Johnny Martin, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, Johnny Martin probably takes the crown of that, to be fair.
Yeah. What manager did you prefer playing for and why?
Definitely yourself, Decky. I think because there's I saw a lot of similarities in myself that I saw in you as a player in terms of wanting to play for Rush Athletic, representing the club. You know, it was Rush Athletic and no one else. Everyone else could go book themselves. So I think because we played in similar positions, you understood what I was as a player, or what I wanted to do on a game day, and I knew how to get around the lads the same way you did. So yeah, definitely I enjoyed playing football my most under you. Great.
Delighted for that, Joey. Thanks for that. Most disappointing moment in a Rush Athletic jersey or biggest regret?
Most disappointing was probably my last game against, it was away to Moctus, and we were beaten that day 4-2. I think in that really bad pitch. Wasn't happy with myself. Those last probably 3 months before I moved away, I just wasn't happy on my all-round game. Wasn't fit. Probably had one eye on moving away and just wasn't really in a good headspace for football. And that game just summed it up. Taking off at half-time, playing really bad in a bad pitch. And it was the day we lost our unbeaten record, I believe. So it kind of was just a confirmation of everything. Wasn't really happy with that day.
All right. Just bad day at the office, Joey. Bad day. Most skillful player you would have played with?
Ooh, a couple in there, I'd say. Dylan's quite skillful. Carl Byrne. I'll go Carl Byrne.
It's a good call.
Carl Byrne had amazing feet back when he was, I think, till probably his late 20s. That time he came back for a year that time. I remember, and he was just a little bit unfit, but he had amazing tech. He still had the ability. Carl was technically one of the best players probably to ever come out of that club. Yeah, I'd go with Carl on that.
Yeah, he was class. I think he was over with Plymouth, and for whatever reason it didn't work out for him, and he came back. And did he play a little bit League of Ireland Sporting Fingal or something for a while as well? And then I think he just wanted to do a bit.
He did, yeah. Was he getting around shells?
I think he was. Yeah, he just wanted to do a bit of training and keep himself ticking over on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and he came down to us, and sure, look, you just threw him in as a 10, and he pulled the strings. He's very good, Carl. Nice lad as well, Carl.
Yeah.
Brother Steo's very good as well. Brother Steo, I played with his brother Steo for a few seasons. Really good footballer, really clever, you know.
Yeah.
Worst temper.
Worst temper. Probably have to go Aaron. Up there with Doyle maybe on his day. Doyle can have his fits, but in terms of absolute aggression and temper, I don't think anyone touches Aaron. That feels it.
That's true. I generally have to buy an extra set of cones at the start of the pre-season and just say, look, they're your cones, Aaron. So, you know, he can kick those cones. Just keep him happy, you know. At the start, it used to really...
Yeah, he loves that. I don't think he was ever been as happy since we started training down Bob Brigham, and he can just launch footballs around that pitch for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
it's just a man happy out there.
I've more tubes coming out of balls from him hitting fences, and sure, look, at the start, first season, to be honest, you probably know it used to wind me up big time. Couldn't get my head around it, you know. But after a bit of time, I just got to the conclusion. Look, just you have to manage him slightly differently because he's slightly special. In the nicest possible way.
I don't know why, but Bren Neary used to know how to manage him all the time. Because I think Bren just knew how mad he was and said, I'd rather him be on my team than against me. So just let him do what he wants.
Yeah, and the mad thing is off the pitch, he's such a nice, calm lad. You know, it's
yeah.
All right, best finisher.
Basil Mack. Doyle's touches off him too. Doyle was obviously left and right foot, but I think Baz, in terms of natural goal scorer, natural finisher, is probably in the top two strikers that have ever come out of the club. Him and Andy Rickard from your day. I don't think there's been two better strikers come out of that club ever.
Yeah, they're very, very similar in fairness in their finishing style. Different type of players, but you know, equally as good at finishing. Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Funniest moment in a Rush Athletic jersey at a match or not? You can give me one or two if you have them.
One of the funnier ones for me, it wasn't like a joking thing, but it was when do you remember that day we played Tolka Rovers out there and we were 2 down and their bench were giving it fucking loads.
I do, yeah.
It's on there from your bench to left and right.
Yeah.
And they were absolutely giving it loads, and we came back and scored 3 in the second half, and we fell out of that place laughing. And they just absolutely hated us. I don't think we'll ever be invited back there. If we're drawn there, that'll be a neutral venue because that'll just be chaos.
Yeah, what I remember about that, it was a nighttime game, Joey. I remember. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It was a nighttime game, and to be honest, they were an absolute super side. There's some really good footballers in that team. There was the big lad up front, Joe. He was young but solid, really good footballer. And your man, I think it was Dean Brady, played centre mid for them as well.
Yeah.
He used to play with Fairview.
They're all the lads that played for their first team.
Yeah, they had some really, really good players. But what I remember about that night, and they were a really good, honest bunch of lads, but it was their manager was the wind-up merchant. You know, remember him? He was wearing the goggles, he was wearing the glasses, and after they scored the second, he came over and he did the old Brian Kidd in front of me, slid down on the knees, and I remember thinking to myself, no, don't do it, Decky, just don't. And Bren came over and grabbed me, and I just said, oh, thanks be to God I didn't do it, you know, because I would have let myself down. But then when we scored third...
I'll never forget that day of Dylan, or the ball being pulled back across the box and Thor slotting in a third goal to go 3-2 up in the last minute of the game.
Carnage. Absolute carnage.
Yeah. Another funny one on that was, do you remember we played Ballyfermot a few years ago, the last game of the season, I think. We'd already won the league, and the young lads came across the pitch on the horses.
Oh, quality.
Brilliant. And I think Bam Bam scored a hat-trick that day.
I think he got 4 or something. I think that was the first start. I gave him his first start that day. But the funniest one from that, Joey, was I was on the line, you know. So I'm standing there, and two lads come across, like Tato and Ossie on the ponies, right? And one of their lads comes across to take a throw, right? And he picks up the ball, and he looks at me, and he looks at the 2 lads on the horse, and he turns to me and he goes, just a normal day in Ballyfermot, pal. Deadpan. Then he just took the throw. It was absolute. The whole line just cracked up.
Yeah. some of those away grounds you go to are just, you meet some characters.
Oh, you really do.
Remember the works in Inchicore?
Oh, stop.
The guy who looked after the dressing rooms in Inchicore. Oh,
lovely.
God.
Yeah, but they're the lads that make clubs, you know, that sort of way. The old lads that are there, basically, you know, that are opening and up, and they're the club through and through, and most of those lads probably played for the club back in the day, you know.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I usually ask, did you retire too early, but you haven't retired. So, what are your plans for the future? Football-wise?
Hoping that football kicks back off here in the next couple of weeks. I think at one point this year I was going to pack it in. Just wasn't feeling it. I wanted my weekends back. Yeah, when all this is after happening, you're away from the lads. You miss that kind of Tuesday, Thursday routine and getting out and kicking a ball. So it's, you know, packing it in now is just not an option for me. So
great decision.
I don't know what club I'm going to go to. There's a few around here, so I'll have a look in the next couple of weeks. But definitely get back involved in that and play as long as I can. And when I can't play anymore, or I don't get picked anymore, or someone tells me I shouldn't play anymore, then I'll definitely go back into coaching and in somewhat.
Great stuff. Great decision. Great decision. Most intelligent teammate from a football point of view?
Ooh. Again, my old buddy Doyle, very intelligent. Doyle was great for when we were playing those kind of tough games where it was 1-1, you know, or 2-1 up, and we just weren't playing well. Doyle was great at being able to just demand the ball up top, slow it down, you know, hold the man off, slip a ball around the corner and buy you those minutes and buy you that kind of yardage you needed to see those games over the line. Dylan's very good at it too. Dylan knows exactly what way he wants to play a game, and can, you know, they see things differently on a football pitch than most people, and they're very easy to play with.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. If you had your time again in Rush Athletic, what would you do differently, if anything?
There was a time when I kind of packed it in around 15 till 19, just for becoming a teenager. Girls, drink, everything bar football comes into your mind, and then looking back at something that I don't know, maybe the club wasn't in the right place back then, that, you know, there was not much interest, but you think, you look at the likes of Bam Bam and Alex and young Aaron Maguire coming through now, that's the age you want to be really developing, because you can become that top player at the other end of that and really enjoy your football when you're kind of going towards in your 30s. So that was something I'd like to do. I would have liked to stay a bit fitter towards before moving away too, but for one reason or another. But yeah, not many. I don't have too many regrets about my whole time at the club. It's certainly not the end of my time at the club in no way. So
that's great. Great to have no regrets, Joey. It's good stuff. Dirtiest player?
Begsy, 100%. If anyone else answers different to that from my age group, do you remember the cup final we went down to? Where was that played? Out in St. Francis.
Baldonnel, yeah.
And it was the first 30 seconds of the game, and Begsy should have been sent off.
That's actually true, Joe. Yeah, he tackles the fence in training?
Yeah, fucking hell. I've seen him get booked after a second touch.
It's not even funny, Joe, because when I'm doing, say, we're doing the small side of games in training, I have to make sure that I have Bazamak and Giller in the same colour bib as Begsy every single training session, just to keep them away from him, because he's like Martin Keown. We actually should start calling him the Rash or something.
And he gives it. He get back up and give it the all ball.
Last question, Jonesy, Joey. Proudest moment in a Rush Athletic jersey?
Oh, been many. It's got to be going the season unbeaten. I'm captain. I'm being captain of that team. But also as an overall proud moment or proud period, just being part of that kind of revival of the club, getting it back into when, you know, we one team. What were we in? What league were we in down those leagues, Decky, on a Saturday?
Yeah, down.
One team to get it back to where it was, you know, with three teams winning the league. Three teams winning leagues last year. Obviously, I wasn't involved in that, but to play a part in getting us back up those Saturday leagues, you know, getting an interest back around the club where these good players and young players want to be involved with the club again. That's personally, I'm very proud of that, to have played a part in all of that.
It's a great point, Joe. It's a great point. All right, Joe. Thanks a million for that. Yeah. That's been your 20 and 20. I'll talk to you again. Take it easy.
All the best, Decky. Thanks. Cheers.